Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the most important episode of the Cover 3 Fantasy Football Sports Wars podcast, the Runningbacks. My awesome panel, Zach Rohn, Brandon Hicks, what is up?
What's going on?
Let's do it.
Let's get in this hellfire known as Runningbacks.
Yes. My disclaimer, as always, obviously this is a 12-team PPR, ADP, etc. If you guys listen to any other previously episodes, which hopefully you have, then you understand how this rolls. This is not the gospel, but we're just trying to share as much information as possible, whatever. This episode will be very, very interesting in the fact I don't think we agree on anything with running backs. And it's basically like if Helen Keller was trying to play Minesweeper.
Oh, my God.
Like, if you remove the top four, that's pretty much where we are. But let's get right into it. Any basic strategies on drafting running backs? From Zach?
I'd take the landscape, Sure. I'm not in the top 6. I'm not taking a running back.
Sure.
Other than that, I just have to feel the landscape. Wide receivers I'm taking early and often, quarterbacks late, but when it comes to running backs, man, I just don't know.
Yeah.
I gotta watch it play out.
Same. Brandon?
Yeah, about the same. I'm not going to jump too early. I'm not going to jump on Jarrett McKinnon if I'm sitting there at 12, so that's not going to happen.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. His ADP has skyrocketed.
Yeah.
My only strategy is just in fantasy football in general, especially with running backs, don't make it too difficult on yourself. If there's a timeshare, skip it. Like, if you're not sure between Derrick Henry or Dion Lewis, don't get either. Just make it simple, precise, and just go from there. All right, so basically we have the Mount Rushmore. Zach, give me your top 3 running backs that could lead the league in fantasy point production. And if you want to go chalk, because that's pretty much where we are. Yeah,
because, it's going to be Zeke, DJ, Gurley. And I don't really have a particular order for that.
Yeah, that's basically that. Brandon?
Oh. All right. So top 3, I am going to say Gurley at 1. That's a given. Zeke at 3, but I'm going to jump and say Leonard Fournette at 2.
Oh. Okay.
I think he has a breakout year again this year. Difference is I think he missed a couple games last year.
Yeah, the ankle
injury. He is, even with people seeing tape on him, dude runs everybody over. And if they play Pittsburgh at all this year, then that's just more points for him as far as fantasy wise.
Yeah. Zach, was there anything else you wanted to add?
I completely agree with his pick on Fournette. I think that Jacksonville has a lot of bad games.
Yeah.
And they're just going to feed him to make sure that Bortles doesn't throw more than 3 or 4 picks a game.
And having a good defense, it's going to be a lot of game scripts. If it's a close game, milk the clock. Fournette's going to get a shit ton of touches.
Absolutely.
Same thing with Zeke.
Yeah. So my 3 in order. Zeke's going to be number 1. He's going to crack. This is my bold prediction, and it's not really bold. He will have 20 touchdowns and 2,000 yards and 400 touches because they're
no offense.
They have no wideouts. I watched a little bit of preseason. Dak looked good percentage-wise, but it's all bubble stuff. It's all rollouts. Yeah.
And God help him if Cole Beasley goes down.
Yeah, Gallup maybe. DJ, David Johnson. People are like, he's injury prone. It's a wrist. It's not knees. It's not ligaments. Number 3, I'm going out on a limb. I think it's going to be McCaffrey. And I'm not saying it just because the big preseason run. He's going to get all the volume work. I don't care if the goal line back. What, Anderson?
Yeah, C.J. Anderson.
Because it technically was Jonathan Stewart. If he just gets 85% of what he did last year and picks up the other 25% of what Stewart did the year before, he's going to have just as much touches as Gurley, Bell, Zeke, and especially in PPR leagues.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I don't.
The only thing that I don't like about it is the offensive line shaky. But again, maybe North Turner can get creative and do some screens.
I don't like it because Cam Newton at quarterback. It's not going to change. Cam runs first and passes second.
Which is why I love Cam at quarterback. But I mean, yeah, I'm just throwing it out there.
I think he's a top 5, no doubt.
I mean, if things break right, I mean,
but
I'm just reaching a little bit. All right, who is your running back dark horse? It could be a mid-round running back that will outproduce their position ranking. Can be more than one. Zach?
Oh, Ty Montgomery, 100%.
Okay. All right.
His ADP is what, 114, I think it was?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm taking that. If I for some reason didn't take but only one running back in the first 2 or 3 rounds, or I'm not feeling comfortable, that's 100%. I'm taking it.
And he's basically a wide receiver.
Yeah. I mean, PPR wise, he's a beast.
He's an eat. Jones is suspended.
Yep.
For the first 4, right?
Yes.
First 4.
And Williams,
Jamal Williams has
basically trash.
No. He helped them out in the last 3 games of the season.
And it's only because those 2 were hurt.
Well, no. Well, obviously, yes, both of them were hurt in order. Otherwise, he never would have got it. But you got to think about it. This man ripped off 100 and something yards against Baltimore, and their defense was not terrible last year.
Could you get any smaller of a sample size?
Yes.
All right. I get where you're going. That's enough.
I mean, Montgomery's great. Just a little note. He pretty much ran all the 2-minute work. And Green Bay's ranked for speed of no huddle rate in the past 6 seasons. 3rd, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 8th. So Aaron's going to huddle it up. He can catch. He can block. I actually kind of like that pick. Do you have another one?
No, I only had one.
Okay.
Not really comfortable with mid rounders.
That's why we're here. But no, Brandon.
So I've got 2.
All right.
Number 1 is going to be Marlon Mack. In Indianapolis, with Luck coming back, you're going to have to throw 7, 8 up top. You can't fill up the box.
Are you worried about the hamstring?
No, I'm not. Not at all. The other one, and David, you will love this because you and I will agree on this, Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah.
Beast mode is back in Oakland this year. He is, with all the offensive weapons that Derek Carr, I don't want to put that on Pat, but as far as all the offensive weapons that Derek Carr received at wide receiver this year, in terms of his offensive line, it's still there. Donald Penn's getting a new deal. They are going to be strong, and Marshawn Lynch, that breakaway speed is still there. He actually lost weight in the offseason getting ready for this trip because, next year they're moving to Las Vegas, correct?
Yep.
So they're going to try to steamroll this, make this like a big blowout year in Oakland.
Yep. I love Lynch. I want him in pretty much every one of my leagues. Right now he's going 68.
Yep.
68, 70, 30th running back off the board. The fact that, it's John Gruden, it's going to be 1990 football, which is good and bad.
Yes.
He led the league in broken tackles per touch. Just get him the ball. Just whatever. I know they got some other, sophomore backs that can catch a little bit better, but Gruden's going to run him like all stock.
He's built bigger.
What about Doug Martin?
He's trash.
No, I completely agree. He's trash, but does he not take?
There's a possibility he might not even make the team.
No, from what I'm hearing, he actually has looked pretty shitty in practice.
Shocker, because he looks shitty in real life. Like he just all right. So my 2, one is actually Marshawn, so that drops me down. The other's gonna be Lamar Miller. I get it. It's the ageless wonder. Like he's technically 27, but I've been drafting him since 1999.
That was what was getting me because in a couple episodes ago you were talking about Lamar Miller like he's like 32. I'm like he's not Frank Gore status.
He's been there forever. He's being drafted 26th running back overall, roughly.
It's somewhere around 60.
Yeah. They didn't draft a running back. They drafted Foreman last year from Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Blew out his Achilles. He might not be back till November. The fact they didn't draft a slot receiver. So Bill O'Brien is going to use him kind of like a James White-ish, Rex Burkhead-ish. They have the tight end there. I forget his name, the Polish guy. This is a running back episode, so I did not come prepared for that. Yeah. And then you got pretty much two burners on the outside. You got Hopkins and Fuller. But there's no intermediate screen bubble slant get on the linebacker, and I think that's going to be Miller. I mean, as long as he stays healthy, and the fact that you can't look at the stats after Watson got hurt, because that skews everything, that trash. When he was there, when Watson was there, they pretty much had the 20th ranked offensive line. So, the O-line, the rushing O-line's there. If their defense can keep it close, I think he gets more goal line touches as well. I mean, it just depends. But, yeah, again, it's all about value because there's nobody in the back of him going to take carries, just like Lynch.
I mean, I think they still got Alfred Blue there too, and
that's more of a special
team. So he's used for blocking.
Yeah. All right, next, Golden Goose running back, the one player you want to own in 100% of your leagues across the board, no matter what. Zach.
Mine's I've only have one, and he's sort of he's the answer to a different question later on.
Okay.
It's Kerryon Johnson.
Really?
Yeah, I want him 100%. I know which one you thought I was going to say, but
that's not what I was going to. I mean, are you worried about the fact that there's 4 or 5 other running backs in Detroit?
Oh no, not at all.
I mean,
Amir Abdullah won't make the team. They're trying to redo with the Riddick. It's not a bad pickup because
Reddick's just going to be the passing.
I get it.
Pass down back. Kerryon's going to take it from Blunt by week 3.
100%. I just love Blunt. Won 3 rings in 3 years on 2 different squads. So whatever.
Yeah. But just not good enough.
Where's Kerryon going? 74.
Yeah, 74.
That's a steal. Okay, I like it. Brandon?
So I actually have 2. The first one is going to be Tariq Cohen. No matter where he's at, I'm always going to want to snatch for him. Dude's killer when it comes to PPR. He proved that last season, and it doesn't stop there. It's going to keep going.
Nagy's going to use him like a Swiss Army knife.
Yep. The second one that I want is Dion Lewis. Because if I know anything about the offensive scheme that is brought over from by LaFleur from LA to Tennessee, he loves to use his running backs. Derrick Henry will be, yes, you're between the tackles, to my understanding, he's bulked up a little bit, so he's going to be your downhill runner for all intents and purposes. LaFleur is going to have a second option with running back with Dion Lewis, and he is going to eat up as far as PPR. He will be utilized in the same way that the New England Patriots used to use him. I'm done.
Love Dion. No hard feelings. Got paid. I think he's like the 3rd highest running back per year salary-wise. I don't want to touch him at all. He was actually going to be my 10-foot pole.
He's my bust.
Only because last year was his best year, and it was by a landslide. The previous career high he had was, I think, 300 yards rushing. I don't trust him to stay healthy.
Agreed.
And I think Henry's going to get majority of the workload. He's going to steal the touchdowns. And I don't know if Dion's going to stay healthy.
But you don't think Vrabel knows that?
100%. I don't trust him to stay healthy. It's all a risk reward thing. That's there's other options. Okay, so you're looking at Dion's at 58, Burkhead's at 70.
Take him.
Nope.
Lynch is at 68.
I don't want Burkhead.
Tevin Coleman at 72.
Yeah, I would take I would take Marshawn over Dion Lewis, 100%.
Oh no! Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. These guys are kind of like safety nets when it comes to, for me, as far as for PPR purposes.
For sure.
I would, as far as yardage and as far as touchdowns would be.
You're not worried about the health factor at all.
No, I'm not.
You're not worried that he's not going to see that many.
No, because
he will not see that many touchdowns at all.
Vrabel and LaFleur are smart enough as far as they're going to be a well-oiled machine enough that they can keep it to where Henry's not going to overextend his time. Dion Lewis is not going to overextend his time. This is the reason they got rid of DeMarco Murray, is because you bring in somebody like Lewis into the fold. And, I mean, it makes sense. And I think you guys are way too hung up on the injury-wise. Quit playing doctors. This is fantasy football. We're looking at PPR. Get it right.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. But I don't – again, make it simple. Like, if a guy is even remotely hurt, I'm skipping him. Like, I don't need another –
I know. You don't want pre-existing injuries. I get it.
And I love Dion. I don't know. I don't know. I see it, but I don't – hey.
I mean, I don't even see him getting any more than 5 touchdowns over the year.
I mean, and they're going to score a lot. And I really am high on Tennessee. And it's just I don't – but, hey, I don't – he looked good yesterday in the preseason minus the fumble.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you also have an option now of a triple option in Tennessee that they could run. So
don't do that, Mariota. Don't get hurt, please. Okay, so my golden goose. I mean, I love McCaffrey. I love him, but I'm not going to draft him just because of where his ADP is. If he was anywhere down round 3. Then maybe. But right now he's going end of round 1, beginning of round 2, especially after that 92-yard run against Miami. His ADP skyrocketed. And
so against Miami.
Hey,
dear God, you know how stupid they are.
Yes, for sure. But again, folks see that and his ADP shoots up. I love him, but I probably won't draft him at all just because of where he is. I love McKinnon. Love McKinnon. But I'm not going to draft him because of where he is. And this is pretty much useless information to anybody listening. But if you do want to go running back, he is right around 24. So that's end of round 2-ish.
Yep.
Just buyer beware. Shanahan is going to use McKinnon like he used Freeman. They will use Matt Breida the way they used Tevin Coleman. He's not going to get all the touches, but the touches he does get, he will eat. Just remember, Kyle Shanahan made Carlos Hyde the number 8 running back last year. Carlos Hyde. So McKinnon's going to eat. About the knee, I'm not really worried about it. It's minor. But just know that if you get him and Breida's in there at some point, don't get upset. I mean, I really love Marshawn Lynch, and I can't stress that enough. You know, I'm just going to go – I mean, he's not my golden goose, but Derrick Henry to spin off on the Dion Lewis. He's backed up by 3 undrafted free agents and a guy who's missed more games due to injury than he has played with 3 carries or more, and that's Dion. Again, it's a tough – I hate splitting the backfield like that, but, you know, give me the guy who hasn't really hurt anybody. All right, zombie sleeper, running back ADP between 140 and 160. Zach.
Peyton Barber.
God, on my list. Not even kidding. Yes.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, there's no doubt about that.
he's the running back 1. And
he's RB1, and he's at what? What's his number? 140? 141?
I got him at 158.
Okay. You're not gonna like this one. Samaje Perine.
No. Why?
Yeah.
Perine from Washington?
Yeah. Perine, excuse me.
So he's going to be the number 1. Are you not worried about Chris Thompson?
No.
I mean, granted,
Chris Thompson's not going to. Yeah, he's not going to get the touches. And he did get hurt yesterday, minor ankle injury, but I'm not worried about it. And my last one.
Oh, you had 3.
Yeah, I had 3.
Oh, it came with the burners.
I don't really know how I feel about this one, though. Frank Gore.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, he's I think he's almost in the 200s.
The definition of a zombie running back.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
he's going to eat everything and just destroy all landscape of Kenyon Drake and steal all the touchdowns. I mean, folks think that he's just coming in there to, like, show them the ropes. He still has juice.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And to the guy who said, I don't know, there was a member in the group that said Ronald Jones is going to be Rookie of the Year. That guy has more carries than he does yards. He can't catch. He had 2 pass targets so far and dropped them both. So Ronald Jones for Tampa is straight trash. He can run fast in a straight line.
That's exactly it.
Oh, yes. I love that. Brandon.
So I have only 2. Well, no, 3, excuse me, because one of them was already mentioned, Mr. Tampa Boy.
Yes.
Yes.
The only good Peyton.
Yeah. Hang on. You better watch it now, Zach. Tennessee boy, don't bring up Peyton Manning now.
It's okay. I don't like Peyton Manning.
Oh, okay, cool. We're good.
T. Martin, right?
Fucking dude. The second one that I have, Corey Clement.
I actually like it.
Jay Ajayi is not a running back one. I've called it. He had one good year in Miami. It was a flash in the pan. Last year, he even fucking looked shitty in the Super Bowl. But I think Corey Clement is fixing to be built more into this offense.
Are you worried about Darren Sproles?
Who?
Darren Sproles. Yes. He re-signed.
I know he re-signed, but he is used as he is special teams at this point.
No.
The fact they're still going to carry him.
I mean, but you lost LeGarrette Blount. All right.
Okay.
So now you're focusing on Ajayi.
Okay.
And you have Sproles. And then Corey Clement is going to be battling basically with Sproles for that number 2 running back position. We can all agree on that, right?
Sure. Yeah.
So, I mean,
Clement's going at 141. I don't hate it. I personally won't do it because I don't like clutter and cloudiness.
I understand, but that is a zombie. My other zombie on this one, Austin Eckler.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong. I want big things from Gordon this year, but Eckler in the 3 games. Huh?
He's basically their third down running back.
Yeah, and in the 3 games that he actually had to step up when Gordon was hurt or had to leave the field early, Eckler shined, and he is going to be used in that passing offense, especially when they lose. Injury, wide receivers, tight ends, nonetheless. Granted, I know I said I wasn't going to touch anybody on LA. That would be him and Gordon would be the tandem that I would get. I would handcuff each other on that.
Eckler is going 200-ish, so depending upon your league size, I mean, you're talking, that's strong. My zombie sleeper is, I already mentioned it, he's going at 156, Matt Breida. He's going to be pretty much the Tevin Coleman of the West. They'll use him 60-40 split. Don't be afraid. And especially if something happens to McKinnon, Breida automatically steps up, and then you're talking about a top 10. But no matter what, there's still value. The other one, let me see.
We already know you.
Okay. So this is going to be a mix between the Golden Goose that I didn't mention and, the zombie one. I want James White. Give me all the James Whites in every PPR league known to man. Just
no surprise there.
It's just in sheer touches. You have Sony Michel. You have Sony Michel, a little bit of a meniscus. He'll be back. That's fine. Burkhead, kind of banged up, whatever. The way they use James White, since coming into the league, White has averaged 1.57 points per touch. Okay. Alvin Kamara last year averaged 1.56. In the same span, he's ranked right around 12th. And then, again, no Edelman. You saw what they did against the Eagles in preseason. He's going to 6 catches, $60 and a touchdown. Like,
I mean, I think he takes that Deion Lewis role.
Yes.
From last year. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm not comfortable with it personally.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool.
It's
It's
New England backfield. James White, I will say this. He is the one person before this past draft, he was the one person that I would take from the New England running back corps. However, now that Sony Michel is there, if I have my chance between Sony Michel and James White, I'm going Sony.
I'm hopefully you're right, and just because then Sonny's killing. Obviously, maybe that's a little bit biased, but I mean, especially if you're in like a super flex, James White, fill it in. I mean, that's you just want high floor. That's all. So that is going to wrap up all the positive stuff we have on running backs. Part 1. So then we will, I guess, take a short, quick break, come back for part 2, all the negative stuff. So like before, if you didn't hear your running back called, I probably wouldn't listen to part 2 because there's going to be a lot of negativity.
Yeah. And I'm going to kick out. I want to give this forewarning.
Yeah.
Y'all are going to call me crazy.
And
David knows this, but you're fixing to hear an earful about a specific number 1.
Yeah. In fact, my 10-foot pole wide receiver, running back that I don't want is actually a top 15 running back. So, anyway,
me too.
Also, it's probably completely different.
I've got 2 of them in the top 15 if it counts.
So yes, stay tuned. Episode 2's coming back, and questions, comments, Twitter, Facebook group, whatever. You guys know what to do. Stay tuned, and we'll see you in a minute.